Welcome, guys. How are you enjoying Dcentral Miami?
It's excellent. It's been great. Today, amazing. The connections have been great,
Okay,
especially
fantastic.
in the social impact space. Yeah.
So I'm here today with Amanda and Chauncey from Angel Protocol, and we're going to be talking about all things Web3 for social impact. Guys, before we kick it off, I thought we'd just talk a little bit about you, your backgrounds, and why you're doing what you're doing and how you kind of got here. So maybe, Amanda, we can kick off with you.
Sure. Yeah. So my name's Amanda. I have been in the crypto space full time for about 7 months. Before that, I was doing. I have a degree in education, and then worked a little bit in finance. So then, just was really interested in the space and reached out to Chauncey, sent him a DM on Twitter, and asked to help. And it was that easy.
I love that. Oh my God, great.
Yeah, it was amazing. Just sent him a tweet. He responded, and that was just the beginning of a great story.
Best job application ever.
Yes. He
Great.
did ignore me 3 times.
Okay, well, persistence is key.
Yes, I am persistent.
Chauncey, please, I did a bit of research, and you spent a long time at General Electric.
That's right.
And so we'd love to hear a bit about your trajectory as to, your movement from there into what you're doing now and how you got involved in the Web3 space.
Absolutely. So early in my life, I had a choice of being a travel writer or joining GE. And at that time, I chose financial security over a life of adventure and fulfillment. I spent 10 years in GE, no regrets, learned a lot. But when I found the crypto space, started learning about DeFi, I was like, oh wow, this changes the world of finance. And then the next level, learning about Web3, this changes everything about humans coordinate and exchange value. So I knew it was something I wanted to be in, and it's just an intellectual rabbit hole. So I would work during the day, spend nights reading, learning about the space. I originally got into crypto towards the end of 2020, chasing number go up until I learned more, realized how revolutionary it really was, and was like, this is the space I want to be in. And then from there, Angel Protocol was really a very decentralized birth. It started as a tweet where I was like, hey, I've got this idea for a protocol called The Gift That Keeps On Giving. And the community resonated around it, encouraged me to enter in a hackathon. We ended up winning that hackathon, being incubated by Delphi Digital. Same week, I tendered my resignation with GE. I had to finish out a project I was on, but I left pretty shortly afterwards and haven't looked back. It's just such a breath of fresh air to be in this space, so much to learn every day. You meet amazing, just high-frequency people who are really passionate about what they're doing. It's been an amazing journey.
Amazing. So before we get into Angel Protocol and what you guys do in Angel Alliance, I would like to understand a little bit better as to how you define impact. What does impact mean? Because it means different things to different people. It means different things in this space.
Absolutely. So with Angel, we try and take a very broad view of impact. We actually started with nonprofits, giving them on-chain endowments, but really recognize that nonprofits are only one segment of a broader impact world. So that we've expanded to social entrepreneurs, change makers of all types, really just giving the ability for anyone who wants to make a difference in the world to easily set up an organization, be able to fundraise from a marketplace, and then invest those funds to grow them over time. But when you think about Web3 and all the promises of the technology, I think a lot of the issue with DeFi summer and the subsequent dumpster fire that ensued was because we had all these financial tooling, but it wasn't used the right way and there was no real underlying value. So with Angel Protocol, we're really using it for the reasons it was made. Transparency. A lot of donors don't have trust in philanthropy, so being able to see the money go directly to a charity. We're non-custodial, so every charity sets up their own Web3 wallet, substantiates their own account on Angel Protocol. So we try and welcome people into the space that way. But the big thing is disintermediation, cutting out all the predatory middlemen, because it's a very gated thing. Impact and philanthropy, impact investing, it's very, very inequitable. It's hard to get funding for important causes on the ground, especially when you're talking about emerging markets like in Africa or Colombia and Latin America. So with Angel, we're really just trying to make it so donors can connect directly with nonprofits, impact investors can connect directly with social entrepreneurs.
Okay, amazing. And Angel Alliance?
Yeah, so the Angel Alliance was actually the most organic thing you can think of in Web3. So someone came to us and said, we would really like to just donate a portion or tokens. So we took those tokens and used DeFi as a way the yield from that is what funds the charities. So from that initiative, 100 plus projects have chosen to donate a percentage of their revenue to charity. So that's where it's just a fun space. I connect with NFT artists or collections, marketplaces, validators, networks. Anybody really in the Web3 space that wants to give back to charity, they can join the Alliance.
Amazing. So just bringing it back to Web3 and its kind of like umbrella term, because it covers like an enormous amount of decentralized models, protocols, etc. And as with any new disruptive technology, there's obviously going to be skepticism. And I was wondering what kind of challenges you are seeing in this space, because of late, if you're raising and you just have Web3 in your terminology, you can suddenly raise a lot, or your share price goes up, or more recently it goes down. So people are building great things, but I'm just curious as to how you feel in the space at the moment and the vantage point that you're seeing it from, because there's so much noise and it's really hard to sift through.
100%. So, we've had a lot of what were tailwinds turn into headwinds as a result of everything going on these days. The complete thesis is unchanged, though, right? The technology is unchanged, the revolutionary capabilities of it are unchanged, and the market prices are always going to move in cycles and go up and down. So, not too perturbed on that front. With charities, obviously, they're very skeptical of tech overall.
Yeah.
So Web3 especially, it can be difficult in that sense. But that's where our team strength comes in. We have over 100 years of social impact experience across our team. One of our co-founders, Duffy Casey, he founded a charity over 20 years ago, grew it into a multinational organization. So he knows how to talk to nonprofits on their level, help explain the fears they have, and explain how we're using the technology in a very different way.
Okay, amazing. So would you say, because my next question was going to be like, what are the challenges or the kind of like roadblocks that you see in your future? Would you say one of the challenges is specifically on the charity side is education?
Yes, 100%. Education is a huge part of it, and it's what we do, right? So we try and be a warm on-ramp for these organizations to crypto. So we want to be true Web3. We don't want to set up centralized accounts or be a custodian, but we make it a very simple user experience for them. They go through a very typical registration flow that they'd be familiar with from other things. The hardest part about all of that is having them set up some type of Web3 wallet. And that is actually rather easy. Like, just going through the process is not difficult. But then we start them all with default native multi-sig capabilities so they can control their account, have it be safe, and really just walk them through, what the space is, why they should use it, why they should be interested in it. And we make it so there's nothing to lose, right? There's no cost to set up for Angel Protocol. We start off every NGO with $100 in their endowment account.
Okay.
And endowments as a general thing are one of those, even in traditional finance, it's very gated. It's not inclusive.
Yeah.
Large charities have endowments, which for people who aren't familiar are just savings investment accounts for nonprofits. But we make that capability available to them. So it's actually quite an easy sell in the fact that they have nothing to lose. They can come, join the platform, try it out. If they like it, direct their donors over to us. If they don't like it, they can leave. But yeah, we try and make it as easy as possible.
So I guess the hardest thing is just the wallet onboarding, which at some point should become part of your subconscious because we're still very embryonic with this technology.
100%.
So to me, it still feels like early days of the internet, right? Like pre-net.
Definitely.
Okay, amazing. What are you most excited or worried about at the moment, like today, and also maybe like in 5 years' time?
So I'll start with what I'm excited about. So I formed those partnerships with Web3. So just having people integrate us into their interface is what I'm most excited about. Like making those connections with wallets where we can just easily, so when someone goes to end their transaction, be able to donate like $1 or $2 to Angel Protocol. Those different the interactions and what did I just say?
The integrations?
The integrations, not interactions. The integrations are what I'm super excited about.
Okay, and worried?
The market conditions probably.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really feel like, I was saying this to everybody, it doesn't really feel like a bear market right now. At least for me, a lot of projects are still minting. There's still money in the space, and I making those connections with people that are still passionate about hey, we still have some money coming in, so we're going to use that little bit of money and still donate. So those kind of people excite me. Okay. But it's also, I guess,
And Chauncey, I guess the same question to you. Like, what are you most excited about, most worried about?
So most excited, what you said before about the embryonic stage, right? Everything is so nascent, and we're very well positioned to capitalize on that as the technology continues to advance. So even things like the wallets, right? Soon enough, it's going to be as easy as providing an email, and a wallet will be created for you, and it will be all the Web3 stuff. So the UI UX is catching up, and I'm excited for that because as that happens, more and more organizations will be comfortable. As more governments and institutions adopt crypto, it's become more familiar. So for better or worse, crypto has become a household name, right? A couple of years ago, that wasn't the case. But it's kind of the thing where any attention is good attention, right? The technology itself is it's society changing, I'll say. So I'm very excited to be well positioned for that. In terms of the fears, there's kind of the existential threats to crypto. If nation states went really, really hard on trying to shut it down, that would be a negative. But honestly, overall, I see regulation as a positive thing. I see it as a boon for DeFi, right?
Yeah.
People are going to want to come into the space once they know there is some safety around that. And it's all about walking that line. You need regulations. You don't want them to kill the industry, but really regulations are what will bring life to the industry.
Okay, amazing. And outside of, you can give me examples of Angel Protocol, but also outside of Angel Protocol, what are examples of where Web3 is being used for good?
So there's a lot. I think NFTs in general are very interesting because the combination of art and philanthropy has always been strong throughout human history.
Yeah.
And so now it's really just making the digital version of that. So we're talking to projects every day that will mint an NFT collection to benefit kids with cancer. And you go and it attracts a whole different type of individual. It's a more mainstream appeal, it's a purpose-driven appeal. So people who wouldn't normally get into the whole financial trading aspect of crypto are attracted by the fact that they can make a difference, have a little memento that shows what they've done. So I think that's all very exciting.
Okay, amazing. Anything to add on that one?
No, that's good.
Okay, awesome. So for those who don't know you, what is the message that you want to send out to them on this podcast?
Ooh, I would just say that don't be scared to follow your dreams. And if it seems scary, it is, but it's also exciting. And you have those, I jumped in this space and yeah, it was just I'm going to do this. And I think that this is the right thing to do. Being able to give back in a way to charities is super close to my heart. So just making that leap, especially for women in this space, don't be afraid if you don't know everything, or don't be afraid to be the only woman in the room, because that's still powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and for those that don't know, where can we find you? What's the website? What's the socials?
So yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Vacation, Kaytion. And I also run the Angel Alliance Twitter, so it's just @Angel Alliance.
Okay, perfect. Amazing.
And for Angel Protocol, @Angel Protocol. And I would just say, come join us, help make a difference. We're very inclusive, very open, and there's a million ways you can contribute. Whether you know a nonprofit that you want to refer over to us to sign up, whether you're a social entrepreneur looking to start an impact business, or whether you're a business in the Web3 space, because the Angel Alliance is all about showing a united front to the public and to regulators that this space can be a positive place for impact. So having over 100 different L1 ecosystems, protocols, NFT projects, validators, all joined in a giving pledge to give a portion of their revenue to charity or to integrate charity into their actual services in some way, I feel like it makes all the difference, and it's really going to help in the next coming wave.
Thank you, Chauncey, Amanda. It's been a pleasure.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much.
you.